because aftercare is the biggest thing. People come out with no money, they're relapsing. 99% chance they're relapsing. Addiction is pretty easy to come out of. You know, that 7-day detox, some of them have to get high before we go.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
They have to get high before they go to treatment?
Yeah. Most people need it because, again, mentally, you know, they just need that last fix before they go, and they're ready to go. You know, if they don't, they're super sick, and, you know, that travel from here to there, they're not going to make it.
Really?
Yeah. The drugs are so bad nowadays, like some people will just have a really bad reaction if they don't have their fix and they go a certain amount of time. They'll go into shock, they'll have seizures, or it's pretty bad.
Welcome to the show, Victor Oliveira, the good boss.
Thank you.
Let me preface this by saying that I came across your site randomly. You were in my feed, and I was just in awe of the things that you were doing for people. And I think what you do is very, very inspiring. I think it's selfless. And, you know, without blowing smoke up your ass, I can't give you enough praise for what you do. So let's take it back to the very beginning. Why did you start doing what you do?
Well, first of all, thank you. I appreciate that. I mean, I feel like I've always had it in my heart just to be a good person.
Mm-hmm. Well, that first of all, that separates you from a lot of people, just that alone. But go on.
So I started kind of taking care of my employees on camera.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why. I did one day. And that's kind of how the name The Good Boss came. I was giving them, coffee. Yeah, buying them lunch, bringing them out to dinner. And it kind of got to become like a reality TV show. People loved it. You know, my employees were kind of like characters and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So that's kind of how The Good Boss came. And then, you know, I drive from job to job doing estimates or checking on the guys, and I see homeless people on the side of the road. So, you know, I basically just stopped and asked them how they're doing and asked them if they wanted to come off the streets, see if they wanted a job. Because most of them, you know, they're either getting high, drinking alcohol, they can't work because of the situation. So that's kind of how that started. And then this one kid, he said he wanted to work, but he didn't have a valid ID.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the owner of the company. I don't care. You know, you don't need an ID. You know, just come work for me and then we'll figure that out after. But it turns out he was getting high. So he also didn't call me like right away. So I was looking for him. The video went so viral and, you know, I had to look for him even harder. And finally, you know, he came around and we figured it out. He needed to get into detox first.
I remember this video.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, this was like 4 years ago.
Yeah, I scoured your shit.
Yeah.
And I typically don't do that either.
Yeah.
And I didn't look through your shit so I would know you. I went through your feed because I just found it inspirational.
Yeah. So I ended up helping him. I got him into a rehab. A friend of mine reached out from Colorado, and he offered a scholarship to him down in Texas.
Nice.
So he paid for the treatment. So he went to detox in Mass, and then the rest of the treatment was in Texas. And everyone just started helping out. And then from there, I started a nonprofit because, you know, I didn't know what to do. I just wanted to help people. So I figured start a nonprofit. People will donate. And that's what happened. And it just blew up from there.
Clearly.
Yeah.
1.2 million followers on Instagram.
Yeah.
How was your other social media feeds?
Actually, I think I have 1.4 on Instagram now.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Huh. No, you're right. I just checked coming in. You're right, 1.4.
Yeah, I think I went up pretty quick.
So the guest prior to you that we just had on, Conservative K, we were having a discussion about what people gravitate to online. So typically, I find that if it's very rage bait-ish or it's very inflammatory, trendy, that shit takes off.
Yeah.
Right? But things that are motivational, inspirational, just good, those don't do as well.
No, they don't.
And that I find extremely sad because it speaks to the human condition that I would rather listen to. And I'm a gossipy bitch. Like, if there's something interesting, I want to know about it.
Yeah.
But I am equally involved in hearing something that's good for the soul. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So it's great that you do well by not deviating from just what you do. I've never seen you partake in drama or bullshit. It's all about what you do, helping other people, and you do extremely well at it. And I'm grateful that that happens.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's one thing that I don't get involved with. You know, there is sometimes where people, you know, they start to throw negative comments or whatever.
Yes.
I don't engage with it. I went through something years ago where I was just involved with the wrong people, and it kind of brought the limelight on me.
Mm,
I obviously got through it, and I mean, anyone that opens a nonprofit, there's always people wondering like what's going
I know
on.
what you're talking about. I read that on you as well.
Yeah.
Did you want to elaborate on that?
So I basically there was a point where I had a partner that came in, and he had a bad past,
Hmm.
and he had some issues or whatever, and that kind of came in and brought some other people in on it to kind of gossip on it,
Hmm.
and it just it brought me down a hole that I didn't want to go down. Like I didn't deserve it. Um, I'm truly a good person,
Hmm.
and I do this for the right reasons.
Hmm.
Um, and unfortunately, I went down that road, and it was like 6 months of hell, absolute hell. But I came out of it, and you know, people see me now. I still do the same thing. I didn't fall off. I still help people. Everyone's gonna have their judgment on stuff, and I think after going through that, maybe it made me even stronger.
What
Um,
doesn't break you, as cliche as that sounds.
yeah,
I do know what you're talking about,
yeah,
and it's been my experience that sometimes when you're doing something good or you're speaking out about something, there's always going to be these fucking peasants
of
that
course,
try and bring you down because it makes them feel better about the very little that they do with their lives,
of course, yeah,
right? And again, that it's pathetic that people have to resort to that. It's just like if you were successful, sometimes people are envious,
yeah,
and it's easier to say, "Oh, Victor inherited his money," or "Victor sold drugs," or "Victor did this,"
yeah,
because it excuses my piece of shit existence
hmm,
by bringing you down to my level.
of course,
And you're gonna be the villain in somebody's story, no matter what you do, no matter how good of a person you are.
hmm,
And I learned that the hard way. So I just say, now fuck it. I don't care. I do what I do. At the end of the day, you look in the mirror, you're happy with what you do.
yeah,
Fuck everything else.
that's right, and that's what I do. I know I'm helping people, and
Yep.
what I'm doing is working. So I'm never gonna stop doing this. I'm only
Hmm.
gonna do it more and more. And there's a lot more to come.
You were saying that you had a masonry, and because you had a full-time job outside of doing what you do.
Yes.
And so the masonry and the landscaping, you said you recently just sold the landscaping part of it.
Hmm.
In Boston, you were doing this?
Yep.
How did you get involved in doing masonry? That's hard work, bro.
It is. Yeah. Um, so I mean, I started out landscaping, just cutting grass,
Yeah,
and obviously some customers ask, "Can you do a walkway? Can you do a patio?"
yeah.
One of my best friends taught me how to do it. I
Lay
brought him
stone?
on. Yeah, lay stone, block or whatever,
Mm.
and his father taught him. So I brought him on, and you know, he started teaching me. We started doing a bunch of jobs together, and I just took off from there, just taking on more work.
And right now you wanna stick to the masonry, you want to just avoid the landscaping.
Yeah, yeah. The landscaping just takes too much of my time. Masonry is it's just a better part of the business.
Is there a lot of work for that though, in comparison to landscaping? Like, you could stay
Yeah,
busy doing that?
yeah, definitely.
Fuck.
Yeah. I have a really good group of guys that do the masonry. I
Mhm,
don't do it anymore
mhm.
physically myself.
No, smart.
Yeah. So I have a really good, solid group of guys.
Okay. Now going back to the charitable work, has there been anyone in specific that stood out for you, that changed you? So, I mean, what you do changed their lives.
Hmm.
Is there anybody that has affected you and changed yours?
Someone that I've helped,
Yes.
I would honestly have to say everyone that I help, just they motivate me to keep going. You know, I see their story. Everyone has a similar story, but with just a little, difference to it.
Mhm.
And just watching them grow or overcome, where they were and where they are now. It really pushes me. Seeing their families get back involved in their life, talking with their mother, their father, they're crying to me. They got me crying, saying thank you for finding my kid and bringing my kid back to life. You know,
Have you ever experienced someone relapsing?
yeah,
That's gotta be devastating.
yeah. In the beginning, it was so hard because in the beginning I didn't know what I was doing. So like going back to all this stuff, people accusing me this and that. I had no idea what I was doing. I'm just trying to help people,
Right.
and but over time I kind of figured it out, a nice rhythm, and it's been working ever since.
What do you think causes people to relapse like that?
I think not really having support,
Mhm.
financial status. If they come out of treatment, they have no money. That's a huge uh, cause of relapse, my opinion.
Okay.
So that's why I came up with a platform to help with that.
I wondered though, if they have no money, how is it that they get drugs or
They
alcohol?
they find a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane. The way that they survive on the streets, or just trying to get drugs, they figure it out. You can panhandle and make $200 a day.
Wow.
Yeah. I mean, that's great money.
Sure it is.
Yeah,
It's more money than what some people make, period.
correct. Yeah. So that's what they do, and they make it work. I've had a guy that I helped get clean. He literally made like between $200 and $400 a day, and we had a talk and basically said, so your life is better on the streets. You're making more money than what you would do working a 9 to 5.
That's right.
Yeah,
And I've often said that's the problem with people that sell drugs or take drugs, that them getting legitimate work isn't a step up for them.
correct. It's a step down sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Right. And that's therein lies the problem. Like that's something that needs to be addressed because you're never going to convince somebody to stop doing even say something illegal
hmm,
when getting like a reasonable or respectable job doesn't pay nearly as well as what they were doing. Plus, they're losing the street cred of doing what they were doing.
yeah,
And then someone who, you know, I've never been addicted to anything, so I can't speak to that, and nor would I be disrespectful to suggest that I know what it's like to be addicted to something. But are these people trying to escape from something in their lives?
yeah. A lot of people are affected with trauma in their life. Mental illness is a huge factor.
Yes.
So a lot of people are running away from something. That's for sure.
So then, therefore, we would need to address the root cause of why it is they're using drugs in order to prevent them. I
Yeah,
mean, because you can treat someone and then just if the root cause of why they're escaping isn't addressed, they're just gonna go back to it.
yeah.
So how do you deal with that?
Well, I try and find what the root of the problem is.
Okay?
Sometimes it's family, you know. Sometimes they can't be around their family. They need a whole new group of friends. It's their job, what they were doing before.
Mhm.
A lot of people need to change people, places, and things. So that's mostly what I do. I'll take someone from Florida, for example, bring them to California. I'll change their scenery.
Okay.
Yeah,
Do you feel that sometimes that they will be like a fish out of water though? Like they'll be in a completely new environment, no structure or anything. Wouldn't that be a cause for relapse?
um, possibly, but I don't really have that happen.
Okay.
The places that I send them, they really give them a lot of structure. Um, Making the videos really helps. When they see the videos of themselves,
Yep.
when they come out of detox or whatever, they're seeing all these people commenting, being positive to them.
Yeah.
It's crazy to think about it, but social media has been a huge impact to helping people.
Well, I would think that some of these people don't have many reasons to be proud of themselves.
That's right.
So when they see what people are saying about them online, I would imagine that it's a huge boost of motivation for them.
Yeah,
And maybe that would even instill them the desire not to relapse because they perhaps would feel that they're letting all these people down.
correct. They have an audience that they can't let
Yes.
down. So that's what I find, really helps. A few people that I've helped, they're artists. They sing, they rap, and now they're pursuing their dream. So, and I have Alicia Keys, production manager, is really making a big impact on one of the guys that I've helped.
Nice.
She's going to be buying him. She bought him a guitar.
Yeah.
She's going to be buying him a whole setup for like microphone, computers, all that, so he can record. So, which is awesome. The people that step in is truly amazing.
One thing that, as we talked prior to starting to shoot, is that I saw some of these peasants on your feed trying to discredit what you do merely for the adulation or, the likes or I guess the boost to your social media followers. And I don't believe that's the case with you. But even if that was the case,
Mhm.
I still don't think that takes away anything that you're doing.
Yeah,
Right.
definitely doesn't.
So one of the things I like to do, and it pales in comparison to what you do, but like if I'm out in a restaurant, I'll pick a random person and then I'll just tell the owner or the waitress to pay for their meal.
Mhm.
And I'm like, I don't want them to know it was me. I just
Yeah.
want you to say that you liked their smile today and the owner bought you your lunch, dinner, whatever.
Mhm.
And so I sometimes post that, but in the back of my mind, I'm always wondering, is someone thinking that I am doing this because I want the praise? And that at the end of the day, I have to decide that if I'm doing it because helping that person actually made me feel better, like
Mhm.
I got a boost out of it. And if you could somehow motivate someone else to do a random act of kindness to somebody else, and the degree doesn't matter,
Yeah.
right? Even so much as going up to someone and saying, hey, those shoes look great on you, look good, or dude, that haircut really works for you.
Yeah.
And I think in society today, we've become so fucking jaded
Yeah.
and we've become so divided, and social media has made us into like divided groups and there's no communication. And I think going back to just being a good fucking person
Mhm.
is the road we should start to take. And I
Yeah.
honestly don't know if people can adhere to that.
I agree. I mean, if you look around, people just walking past each other, like no one's saying, "Hey, how are you? How's your day
Right.
today?" Like
Right.
no one's doing that anymore.
Yeah.
And I think social media is trying to make its way around to do that, because there's a lot of people doing kind things now.
Mm,
Some of them are just doing it for clicks. I'm
sure.
not gonna lie.
No,
I mean,
and that's true.
yeah,
But even if that is the case, is that so bad?
no, I
Like if
mean,
I do you a solid
yeah,
and I'm doing it because I want the clicks,
yeah,
it does take away from the soul of it,
yeah,
but you're still benefiting
correct. Someone's still benefiting,
for sure.
so that's why people like it. It's engaging. People are watching it. There's some people that are doing it for clicks, some that are doing it for clicks and feel good,
Mm,
and some just doing it for feel good. You know?
yeah. Yeah. Fair.
Yeah,
And I don't think any of it is wrong as long as someone at the end of the day
it's helping.
benefits.
Yeah,
Right.
as long as no one's being taken advantage.
Advantage of.
Yeah. There's some of that going on out there, but I know,
Really?
yeah.
To how?
Just some people. I mean, my opinion.
Okay. Sure.
Obviously, everyone has their own opinion,
Yeah.
but I think that there are some people out there that are just doing it for the wrong reason. Again, they're helping people, but some people are getting exploited too much, being told what to do
Oh,
for
really?
a few bucks.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I don't really
That's
talk about it, but from what
that's
I've heard,
yeah. You're just still preying on that person then.
yeah, even that person doesn't know, because they're in
Right.
a vulnerable moment. So, yeah.
For me, I just I have some moral guidelines, moral compass. I just don't think if you're in a position to take advantage of someone just because you're able to, I don't believe you should. I don't like bullies.
Yeah, me either.
And I think, and I've said this many times on this show, to whom much is given, much is expected.
Mm,
So and I myself will be the first to say that I've been very blessed in my life. I've achieved great things in my life. And I believe that because I have been blessed with those opportunities that I owe the universe, right? I
yeah.
owe it to be good to other people because I've been so blessed.
Hmm.
And I don't think that that is a bad mindset for people to take. Because no
Yeah.
matter you and I are different paths in our life, you may be in a higher position than me or vice versa, but we can all help somebody else.
Yeah, of
To
course.
even the smallest detail. It doesn't have to
Yeah.
be to the capacity that you do. And that's why I was so adamant about bringing you on, because not everybody can do what you do,
Yeah.
but everybody could do something small that you
Mhm.
do. So that was my hope, that you can, like, your message is so important to hear. And
Yeah.
so what do you find in regards to the people that you help? You talked about how you feel mental illness or past trauma is one of the root causes. Do you not think, like, you live in the United States, that we should be taking a greater interest in mental health?
I think mental health is really coming around a lot more. So I think we should take, more of an interest,
Mhm.
and at least, try and address what's going on. Um, Addiction, I don't know, in my opinion, addiction is pretty easy to come out of, that 7-day detox, and then just being consistent, staying on top of your sobriety, doing the meetings, 12-step, everyone's different. I went to prison,
Mm,
and that's it. I went to some meetings because I had to,
mm,
but I said to myself, I don't want to get high anymore. Once it's out of your body and you don't need it physically,
mm.
it's all in your head now. So if you can, you know, fix the mental thoughts and, focus on your mental health. Mental health is huge. There's a lot of people that struggle with it.
Do you think the mental health is exacerbated by the drugs and alcohol, or it's a condition of? Do you think that the people are suffering from mental health and they use drugs and alcohol to escape?
Yeah, I do.
So again, it goes back to dealing with the root cause of the problem,
Which is probably mental health. That's why they're using
or
it.
traumatic post trauma.
Yeah. And then just numbing the pain.
Yeah,
The drugs just numb it, you know?
and they lose their lives.
That's right. Everyone on this earth matters, and they have a purpose on this earth. So some people, think about committing suicide. It's
Mhm.
not the way out. It may be in the moment, but it really isn't. If you think long term, like you are a beautiful person and you matter to a lot of people. And yeah, so if anyone watching this is going through a tough time, I mean, just take a breath, close your eyes, take a nap, wake up and start over again.
I've had a number of people on on the podcast that have actually thought of committing suicide or attempted
Yeah.
suicide.
I'm not gonna lie, I've had thoughts myself.
Mhm.
When I was, doing a whole bunch of cocaine, staying up for, so many hours or whatever, so many days,
Mm.
and it's crossed my mind. And I'm grateful that I'm here today. Um,
What stopped you from doing it?
uh, I think I was just scared. To be honest, I was scared. I thought about it because I felt like shit, you know,
Right.
doing so much coke, and yeah,
So you were using coke to escape, or just because you wanted to use it?
just because I wanted to use it. I was a
Right.
party animal.
Sure.
Yeah,
What you just said is an indication of what you can achieve if you just push through that hard time.
yeah,
Just to think, if you had actually committed suicide, how many people's lives would have suffered because of what you
of
did?
course, yeah. That's the biggest thing. There's so many people out there that think about committing suicide that have so many relatives that love them so much,
Mhm.
and they would do more harm to them than they would think.
One of my core beliefs is that we all have amazing potential.
Hmm.
And when you look at it from your perspective, it doesn't have to be these grandiose achievements of being successful or being famous or any of that sort of rudimentary stuff. I mean, being great can simply be getting to the next day. Like, I have
Yeah,
what is one of the benefits I have of actually gaining some kind of popularity is I have people reach out to me and tell me that, they'll tell me about their lives or whatever. And I have a gentleman that I've been talking to, and he's been struggling. He's been having bad thoughts. And so I check on him every day. I
yeah,
message him and he's like, Why are you checking in on me?" Like, he's like, "You have such a huge audience." He goes, "What do I matter?" I'm like, Cause you fucking matter."
that's right. Everyone matters and deserves a chance, no matter who you are, if you're famous or not famous.
Yeah.
You know, doesn't matter.
Yeah. It affected me.
Yeah.
because, you know, he was struggling, and all it took was for me to just check in on him every day, ask him how he was doing.
Yeah.
And he was so grateful that I cared enough to see how he was doing, that it just gets him through another day.
Yeah. And you've made a big impact on him. And
Yeah.
I know exactly how you feel because I've done it numerous times. People reach out to me, they say they want to kill themselves, and I literally talk them off the ledge. I go through my messages. I don't see them all, but some I do see.
Mhm.
And, if I'm doing something, I'm going to stop and I'm going to make sure I'm talking to them. And the amount of messages that come through and comments, even people just saying, I'm clean because of you, because of your videos, because of Chandler, because of this person. I got clean. I'm 2 days clean. And it's like, that makes me feel amazing.
Sure it does, for sure.
Yeah.
It's got emotional.
I agree. It's tough because you can save someone and not even know it. You know,
Yeah.
anyone out there can just say something nice to someone and really just change their day. So many people are depressed every day,
Mhm.
walking next to everyone, and it's crazy.
That gentleman asked me, how he could thank me. And I told him I don't want his thanks. I
Mm,
said, I want you to help the next person.
yeah.
You're going to be in a position one day, you're going to get through this, and you're going to be in a position where you can help someone else.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to repay me, help somebody
Yeah.
else.
Pay it forward.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And I think if we adopted that kind of mentality a little bit more, I think we'd be in a much better place mentally.
Yeah. I agree. Definitely.
Is there any particular people in general that you have felt made an impact on you or have made the greatest transition?
I'd say, I mean, there's been a lot of people I've helped. One of the somewhat recent ones. Well, there's one. His name is Bobby. Bobby has the longest, I think, the longest clean time. He's got over 3 years clean.
Nice.
So he lives in New York, and he's he's done great. He's in school, college. He's got a job. He's really done an amazing job. So he's, I guess, the longest one.
Mhm.
Um, there's another one who was kind of recent. So I guess I'll talk about the longest and kind of most recent. His name's Tay, and he was homeless in Vegas, over 5 years homeless. Yeah, from Alabama. Um, I met him. I was on a podcast down in Vegas, and after that, I went to hit the streets. Anytime I go somewhere, I hit the streets and find people. So I'm going to do that, before I leave. Um, but basically, I hit the streets. I found him. Actually, I found someone else named Jacob, and this is like super powerful. But anyway, I asked Jacob if he wanted to come off the streets. I said, I have a scholarship for you. We can go to Florida and I can get you clean. He didn't want to do it. But right behind him, a homeless person came walking up, listening to what I was saying. I was telling him what I can do for him. And he's just standing there, quiet, just focused on me like 150%. So the kid Jacob said, no, I really don't want to go. I'm sorry. And as soon as I was done with him, he was patient, waiting.
Nice.
His name's Tay. He was standing there, and once I was done with Jacob, he said, I'll take that opportunity. Give it to me. I'll make sure that I don't let you down. And so I said, all right, Jacob doesn't want it. Sure, I'd be happy to give it to you. So we took him the next day to Florida. I had a scholarship at Palm Beach Recovery Centers. And
What do you mean by scholarship, by the way?
so scholarship meaning just like college where you get, your tuition paid or whatever. So it's a private paid detox facility where he or she does not have to pay anything. I work out the arrangements with the facility, and it allows them to have a great chance at recovery for free. So it's a private pay, $60,000 worth. You
Oh,
know,
shit.
yeah, yeah, it's about $1,200 to $1,500 a day for treatment
Oh,
for private pay.
how do people expect people that are homeless to pay for that?
So people that are homeless will get like state insurance, and they
Okay.
go to state facilities.
Okay.
Which, yes, you can get clean there, but it's harder. There's more people trying to get in. It's overloaded. There's not enough staff, so they're not getting the proper care. Obviously, you can get clean anywhere. You can get clean on your couch. You can get clean
Mhm.
in prison, like I did. But going to a nice facility, it does help. And I've had great success with these people. So I got him the scholarship down there, and he really just took it and ran with it. Um, he did so well. Like he had a job, he did sober living, then he moved into a place. Like he really did everything that everyone should be doing. Um, and he one big thing that he wanted to do, he wanted to go back to Vegas and find Jacob when he was ready.
Wow.
Yeah. So it took about 8 months. He was finally ready. He felt as though he can go there and hit the streets and be fine. So we did it. We made a trip about 2 weeks ago,
Nice.
and we found Jacob.
Really?
Yeah, Jacob knew we were coming because I made a video, and the word gets around. Homeless people know me. It's crazy. He knew we were coming, so when we found him, he told us. He said, I mean, there's a clip out there somewhere. He said, I knew you guys were coming, and I didn't run away. I'm here, and we got him into treatment. So took 8 months to get him in. He's in treatment now. He's doing well. It's not easy. It's hard. He's called me and said that he's thought about getting high, which is normal. So I pray that he does well. Um, that's all we can do.
So 2 questions. 1, why do you think Jacob didn't think he was ready? Why do you think he was scared to take you up on your offer?
Because there's a lot of people that are just not ready. They don't want to get clean. It's all they know, and it's all he knew. Same thing with Tay. But there's some people that just they're done with that life.
Mm.
And Tay was one of them. So it's a perfect example of you have to be ready to get clean. Tay was ready, Jacob was not. 8 months later, Jacob was ready. Jacob seen Tay and seen what he did. So that was like proof that you can do it. So because Tay was there, he got to talk to him and explain to him, the perks and whatever about getting clean. And he's like, all right, I'll give it a shot.
And he's in treatment right now.
Yeah. And just for him to give it a
Jacob, we're
shot.
rooting for you.
Yeah, we really are. I mean, there's a lot of people that are rooting for him. I raised money for him. So that's another thing. I have my own platform now called Fresh Start right here. And this is how I raise money for people. Um, it's basically, it's a crowdfunding platform with accountability, structure, transparency, and, just giving someone a fresh start overall. I'll raise money for them, and then I'll pay for whatever's needed, because aftercare is the biggest thing. People come out with no money,
Mm.
they're relapsing. 99% chance they're relapsing. So I make sure I take that ease off of them. That financial support is huge. So I'll raise money for that person, and I'll monitor it myself. Once they're at a point where they can have their own card, I give them a fresh start card. And that money is monitored by me and my team.
Mhm.
I have a small team right now because we're so new. But the soft launch was like 40 days ago. We've already raised over 130 grand
Nice.
in helping people. So going back on the card, basically when they're ready to have their own, card and be out in the world, I give them that card. I preload it with whatever, $100, and I can restrict where they can and cannot buy.
Oh, okay.
So they can't buy alcohol, they can't buy tobacco, they can't gamble. I can restrict and have them only be able to purchase at McDonald's. So when I start giving the card out to random homeless people, I'll just restrict, they can only use it at McDonald's, Wendy's, whatever.
Mm.
But yeah, that's the whole idea behind Fresh Start card.
What's your issue with tobacco?
You know what? It's funny you said that, because I do buy people's cigarettes. So I don't have an issue with it. I was just saying I can restrict that if needed. I don't have any issue with it. I used to smoke myself. I think that people need it. If they're not using drugs, they need that vape or that tobacco. So I'm not against it at all. But I can restrict anything on the card, pretty much.
I don't think I am strong enough to deal with someone that relapses. I
Mhm.
think that would just fucking wreck me.
Yeah,
That
it's hard.
you put your belief in someone, and you put, like, everything into them, and then for whatever reason, they relapse. I think that would just take my legs out.
Yeah, it's tough. I've been through a lot, and I've just figured out ways. Every negative thing that I've been through, I just figured a way to turn it to positive and just make me stronger.
Mm.
Yeah. I've been through a lot.
Has there been people that have tried to get clean, relapse, tried to get clean? Like, is this a thing
Yeah.
that is a constant, hamster wheel?
Yeah. I just had someone, his name was Seven. He just relapsed right after Christmas. Um, because I mean, this is really not the full excuse, but he had to come out. He was in Jersey for treatment. He needed to come to Boston to go to a court hearing for something they could have did over Zoom.
Mm,
They needed him to come there, and because he came here, it wasn't good for him. He was back in his territory.
mm,
He relapsed because of that. He was doing so well in Jersey, and he had to come back. He simply could have done a Zoom call, um, and so he relapsed. But 5 days later, I got him back into treatment. I don't give up on people. If they relapse, I don't say screw you. You're done. You're dead to me.
mm.
That's not it. I'm still there. There's people that I've helped from the very beginning. I don't know if they're entirely doing well because I don't speak to them as much. But
Mm.
if they want to get clean again, if they did relapse, I'm here for them. I don't run away. There's no way. I'll give them a bunch of chances because sometimes you need 30 chances. You have to try treatment 50 chances. It's some people need it.
My only question then for that would be that if you're consecutively giving someone a chance, that attention and money that you're putting on that person who's relapsed could have subsequently been given to someone with a fresh start, like a new person.
Yeah.
How do you determine who's worthy of your attention?
So people that are ready, I jump right on top of them. I get them in. If it's someone that I've helped numerous times, I have a talk with them and I tell them, listen, you can't keep doing this. You have to find a way to complete this and, stay sober. Um, I can't keep giving them scholarships. So what I do is if someone relapses a bunch of times, I mean, it doesn't happen often where it's like 10, 20 times. It's only been a handful of times. Sometimes we'll try it with state funded insurance, you know, and I'm still by their side. I'll still support them with a little bit of money, food, sober living, but I don't enable them to a point where it's too much. I just everyone is a case by case, it's
When
kind of
you said you go out on the street and you speak to people at that level, how do you determine if someone's ready?
I have this weird sense that like everything happens for a reason,
Mhm.
and I come across someone and I could just feel them. I can feel their energy, and I know if they're really gonna do it or not. And I give everyone the same, talk and offer an opportunity, and I know who's gonna go. It's crazy. I know who I should work a little harder on, like certain angles, certain areas. Um, but yeah, I know who's ready. You can see it in their eyes. And some people are ready, but they don't know what to do. So
Mhm.
when I see it in their eyes, I know that they're ready. I'm gonna go above and beyond. I'm gonna sit there and talk with them. There's been times where like I sat on the ground and just talked to them for a while.
Well, I think you're there was one time I came out of a restaurant and a guy was begging for money and he came up to me and he said, "Can I have $10?" And I'm like, "Of course you can." He's like, "Ah, you talk to me now, you can't ignore me. You can't pretend I wasn't here." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Why the fuck would I pretend you're not here?"
yeah,
And I think people are so used to the people that are asking for money are so used to being ignored that just the mere acknowledgement that they exist
yeah,
makes all the difference to them.
yeah, of
Even if I
course.
had not given him the money,
Yeah.
I think just me being civil and treating him like a human being,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Goes a long way.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But there are some people I think that try and take advantage of you.
Yep.
I think there are some people that try and get aggressive with you.
Yeah.
That I cannot tolerate.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and that probably speaks to my mentality. And perhaps you're far more patient and compassionate. But I like for me, that's difficult when you're being rude or disrespectful.
Yeah.
I have a hard time with. Have
Yep.
you ever Have you ever been in danger dealing with some people?
Yeah, I mean, the stuff that I go through, some of them have to get high before we go.
Really?
Oh yeah,
Wha They have to get high before they go to treatment?
yeah.
Isn't that counterproductive?
It's you know what? Most people need it because, again, mentally, they just need that last fix before they go, and they're ready to go. You know, if they don't, they're super sick, and that travel from here to there, they're not going to make it.
Really?
Yeah, the drugs are so bad nowadays. Like some people will just have a really bad reaction if they don't have their fix and they go a certain amount of time. They'll go into shock. They'll have seizures, or yeah, it's pretty bad.
Huh. Have you experienced that?
Yeah, I've experienced people get really, really sick.
So when
Some
you say going from here to there, what kind of distances are we talking about?
so mostly it's a 3-hour plane ride. Yeah, I'm taking people across country, from the north to the south. Some people I take from East Coast to West Coast. That's a 6-hour plane ride.
Yeah?
It's hard.
Oh,
So
yeah, for sure.
yeah,
I thought you were talking about from downtown to, like, a clinic.
yeah. I mean, that's okay. People can manage that. But like the deal breaker for some people is they just got to get high before they go. And I've been around drug dealers. I was a drug dealer myself. I've been in Kensington in the back streets, back alleyways. Pretty scary.
I would imagine.
Yeah. I've had so my best friend is really involved with what I do every day,
Mhm.
and he's driven people across country. Him and I have taken this pregnant girl into treatment. We got her there, and she was so sick she couldn't even move. She was like dead. She was literally just laying there in the car. We had to leave the treatment and go straight to the ER. Yeah, it's crazy.
When someone's in treatment, you said it's a 5 to 7 day treatment.
Detox.
Detox,
Yeah.
apologies. Do they have to stay there, or are they free to leave whenever they want?
They're free to leave.
Fuck, dude.
Yeah. No one is held against their will. Um, when they're trying to leave, the facility will call me.
Mm.
We'll try and talk them out of it. There's been times where, like recently, this girl Karen that we've helped, I had to go to that facility because she was just not being compliant. She wasn't answering the questions that she had to do for the pre-assessment.
What does a pre-assessment determine?
Determines the health condition and if they can't take any meds or whatever. That's really crucial. And this girl Karen was not listening at all. I went there and she was listening to me because they have this bond with me. I meet them from the streets at their lowest point.
Mm.
They trust me, which is crazy. Um, but also the girl Karen, I called her mother right then and there when I was, talking to her out the window of my truck. And she's like, "Mom, I'm gonna go to treatment. I met this guy, Victor. He's gonna take me out of state." Instantly, the mother said, "No, Karen, do not go," because she thought I was gonna sell her to a
Of
sex
course,
slave or something like
dude.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, the amount of people that trust me, I mean, it gives me the chills talking about it right now because, I've built so much trust after all these years of doing this. Even going through the hiccup that I went through, so many people trust me, and it's awesome. I'm grateful. I know I'm changing so many lives. I know I'm
Mhm.
in this for the right reasons, and I can't wait to continue to do this until the day I die.
So what are next steps for you now? So you started fresh start.
Yeah.
How do you wanna proceed with that?
So I want to raise as much money as we can. I had a goal about a month ago, well, a little over a month ago when I was about to launch, and that was I wanted to raise $400,000 by the end of the year. We're 40 days in now, and I've already raised over 130,000. So we're on track to do 100,000 a month right now.
Nice.
So that's a little over $1 million by the end of the year. So that's my new goal. We're at the end of January right now, and I want to hit that goal. And from there, I want to 10 times that for the next year. There's other platforms out there. I'm sure you know of them
Mhm.
um, that raise money and they just give it to people. My platform's different. We raise money, we monitor the money, we make sure that it's given appropriately. We show where the money's going. Eventually, there's going to be for each campaign, there's going to be like a pie chart, like a wheel showing where that money went: food,
Nice.
clothes, medical expenses, cigarettes, whatever it is. So that way people will be more inclined to supporting
Sure.
if they know where the money's going. There's a lot of nonprofits out there. You don't know where the money's going.
Or very little of what they actually get
Yeah.
goes to the end user. I know, yeah, for
Yeah.
sure.
It's crazy. There's CEOs making $10 million a year for these big nonprofits. Like, that shouldn't be. Like, I have a nonprofit. I make $0. I don't take any salary. Yeah, Fresh Start is for profit. We take 8% as of right now of the gross money that's raised, and that goes to boots on the ground, like what I do every day.
Mhm.
That goes towards that. I don't take any money yet, but my plan is to have people doing what I do and paying them to do it.
Listen,
Mhm.
100% because at some point, you're probably gonna have to give up your masonry job or
Yeah.
sell the company, right?
Mhm.
Uh, anyone who thinks you should do all of this for free without any kind of compensation to your life,
Yeah.
that's fucking bullshit.
Mhm. I'm trying to create an army. So
Mm.
the people that I've helped, they're already helping me do this. They're not getting paid yet, but eventually they're going to get paid. Once we build the pot up more, and once we keep raising more money, they're going to get paid for literally walking on the ground, getting people off the street into treatment. I don't look for government money right now because I just know what I'm doing is like working, and I feel like I don't want to stall it in any way. The government is just sometimes they take forever. Um, I honestly I want the government to see what I'm doing and want to participate because what I'm doing is working. If I had $10 million, I could clean up the streets. I know I could.
And here's what I find a little aggravating. So you take the recent events in Minneapolis where that Nicole Good tried to run over the police officer and she met her demise, and they put together a GoFundMe, and I think it hit like 1,300,000.
Yeah.
That shit to me is fucking incredible when somebody like that gets 1,300,000, or even this Alex Preddy guy again in Minneapolis who was
Yeah.
shot. They started a GoFundMe for him. I don't know whatever that got up to. So you have these people that are undeserving of these monies, and then you have you doing what you do to actually benefit someone who's looking for help as opposed to looking for trouble, and you're not getting anywhere near that kind of money.
Yeah.
What do you think you need in order to get to the level of attention that you deserve?
Um, I need to just like not stop doing what I do. I need to keep pushing and it will get there one day.
I like that attitude.
Yeah. I think there's people out there with money and I think they'll come in and they'll want to support more. Um, it's also hard because like people have a hard time trusting, you know? Some people just think I do this for the views and I think now like my credibility is strong.
I'd say it's 1,000,004 strong.
Yeah. Um, so I don't know. I'm just gonna keep on doing it. I'm not gonna stop. And I know like right now I'd say I'm helping 2 people a month. And before it was, one every couple months, or it was like one every 3 months, something like that. But now it's at least 2 people a month, if not four. So I'm just gonna keep growing at however pace I go.
Mhm.
I'm not gonna rush. You know, things are going great with Fresh Start right now. So we have a goal of, I think we need to raise another 75,000 by the end of this month to stay on track. And well, I should
The end
say
of January,
end of
February?
February.
Oh,
So we
dude,
haven't even started yet.
that's right.
Yeah. Um, yeah, and I'm just gonna keep going. I'm not gonna no setbacks here. And when people do support, every campaign has an update section so they can see where the money's going. Um, we have a general um, fundraising campaign that's up there right now. It's got like $25,000 raised. That's just money where if we don't raise money for someone and someone's in dire need to get into treatment, they have no insurance or they want to try self pay, we'll pay for it for them. So, and we don't just pay for it and throw them in, like we give them that family support, that structure and everything that they need. So it's not a waste of money.
You said something really important in that once they get out of treatment, they're clean, but if they don't have the support or a sense of future, that they're just gonna go back to relapsing.
Correct. Yeah.
So how do you somehow give them a future?
So we give them that friendship, number one. That's what they really need. We'll pay for sober living, first month, last month, first month, last month. Sometimes people need 2 months covered, because it's not easy getting a job.
Mhm.
So that's where, again, fresh start. I want to employ people that come out of treatment.
Smart.
Yeah, they have a certain amount of time clean. I want to employ them. I don't want to restrict them, though. I don't want to say you have to have 6 months. If they're ready to work, I want to employ them and give them a chance. Everyone needs a chance, and not everyone's the same. Some people will get it in a month. Some people, it takes 3 years to get it. So, but yeah, I want to employ them, and we'll pay for sober living for as much as they need without, you know, what the hell's the word? Enabling them.
Mm.
But
Forgive me, what is sober living, though?
sober living is a house that you live in
Yep.
with other people that are newly sober.
Okay.
You go to meetings, you have, you can do IOP, which is an intensive outpatient program, to get the tools that you need. Some of it is very intensive, some of it is not as intensive. But there's steps when you're getting clean, and you should do those steps.
And the steps are?
Detox, residential, IOP, PHP,
PHP means?
partialized hospitalization, where you're still living in a setting and then you're going to groups and meetings. Sober living, you're more free.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you just got to take the steps, just like in life. You got to take these baby steps, and you can walk, then you can run.
Agreed.
Yeah. So that's what we help with Fresh Start. And, the people, our alumni, they're helping the people that are newly getting sober. They're assisting them with whatever. I have a couple guys in Florida that are helping Karen, take her to her dentist appointments and just kind of be that support that people need.
I think we need to address it from the front and the back end. Address why these people are suffering or resorting to drugs and alcohol or any kind of escape. I mean, it could be a number of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be just drugs or alcohol.
Mhm.
And then afterwards, I think you need to offer them hope. You need to
Yeah.
give them a future.
Yeah, I agree.
Basically, with you, it's a scale up.
Yeah.
You have the success model on one person, two people a month, up to four people a month. And now you just need to exponentially scale up your approach to more people. Do you ever want to get into stuff like treatment centers?
Yeah. So, no one really knows, but I'm in the process of trying to open an IOP facility,
Okay.
back in Mass.
Okay. Yeah.
It's the very, very beginning stages, but we just acquired the building,
Good for you.
and I mean that's one of my ultimate dreams.
Nice.
Having an actual full facility with detox, residential, IOP, all that. That's my end goal,
Nice.
because then I can scholarship people. If I have enough money to keep the lights on, I'm going to scholarship whoever I want. You know, that's my goal. Because a lot of people with the most success come from a scholarship. When they get that opportunity, they don't want to let people down. They know it's a great opportunity, and they're going to take it and run with it. Some people, yeah, they take advantage, but there are a lot of people that get a scholarship and they've got 10 years clean today, and they're giving back. That's their way of giving back.
Yeah, I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully these people you are helping can someday end up as your employees
Yeah.
and they can turn around and help other people. That would
Yeah,
be
that's
great.
my ultimate dream. Bobby, the one I told you about, that's got over 3 years clean.
Yes.
That's what he's going to college for, and he's about to graduate.
Addiction counseling?
Yeah, I forget the exact term, but something to do with addiction. So, he's ready as soon as I open up.
When do you think that facility will be open?
April of next year. Yeah. It takes a while to get all the licensing, and yeah, I'd love to have you come. Yeah, we'll have a little studio in there. We could do podcasts.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'll be cool.
I think one of the biggest things that you're doing that help others is the fact that you show the success stories,
Yeah.
right? Because it's very easy to talk about someone getting clean, but to actually see these people, their success stories, and it's first of all, it's very inspirational and motivating to other people, just the common layman. But I presume Like on one hand, I think, how are homeless people watching videos and shit? But I would imagine they have access to it.
Yeah, they have phones.
Yeah,
I mean,
that's
the
great.
government will give you phones. The government gives you some sort of, funding too. Like people have food stamps and all that. So,
Mm.
yeah. I mean, the card that I give people, that's funded by the people that, donate on the website. And that can help with whatever they need. It's not really, it's restricted, but, it's restricted by us at Fresh Start. Some people have different needs.
Mm.
So I don't have a strict policy on what I'm helping with. I just help with whatever someone needs. I make arrangements and I help.
I think one of the common knee-jerk responses is when people are asking for money, you're just going to spend it on drugs or alcohol.
Yeah.
And I think certainly that may be the case in some circumstances, and you have circumvented that problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now that you're giving them money, but they can't spend it on anything
drugs.
that would be harmful.
And we can see it. We have a back end where we can see all these charges. And I'm going to tell them up front, if you're going to take this card and abuse it, you're not going to have it anymore. Simple as that. If you want to take advantage.
Have you experienced that?
Well, we just started it. So, I mean, before the card and before Fresh Start came out, yeah, some people were trying to take advantage. And I just simply tell them, hey, I'm not going to enable you.
Mm.
I'm going to stop. Until you're ready to smarten up, then I'm here. Some people that I've helped, they have, 3 months clean, then they go back and they're using. I don't walk away, like I said. I sit on the sidelines, and when they're ready, I step back in. I'm not going to give them money while they're using. There was a point where I was giving people drug tests in the beginning, but now it's just I'm helping so many people. I can't do that.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm kind of relying on them. And if they're in a sober living, like I can speak to the managers and stuff like that. But yeah, it's a trusting thing that I give these people. And eventually they have to have a job. They have to get on their own.
Mm.
What I do with the funding, it's really just the beginning. After is, it's heavily monitored. Someone in the area has to be with them and see how they're acting and
What do you think it takes for a person to get to that point where they're ready?
confidence. They just have that confidence where they know that this is what they want. What they've doing before, it's not working for them. They see what they have, the opportunity. Like money is the biggest thing. And that's why in that beginning, when they're coming out of treatment, I help heavily. That really helps them. But then I slowly start to let them transition into the real world, because if I just cut it off, they're going to be like, oh shit, what do I do?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
It's a
Everyone's
shock to
different.
the system.
Yeah.
This has been very emotional. Fuck me. Let's end this with a final question with you, because you've done such, and you're attempting to do such good things. What do you want your legacy to be?
I want everyone to be treated equally, and I want everyone to have compassion to one another. Someone can be an asshole to someone, but you don't know what that person's going through. Make the world a better place.
I can't think of a better way to end it with that. Brother, thank you so much.
Thank you
man.
for having me. I appreciate
Thank
it.
you, man.
It was great.
Fuck me, that was emotional. I feel like I just cried.
Yeah, you did a little bit.
I did not. Everybody, man, just be good to one another.